Welcome back to Unseen Sports TV. My name is Coach Javon Parchment. And people, we're not going to stay long enough, so I want to share the live with my friends, my family, everybody, because Bomb Sports, I got interview with Chris Williams at 7 o'clock. So we're not going to stay long. So we're going to show the verdict, yeah, man, for JFF passed on Mount Pleasant. And also, we are going to look at the expectations for the Reggae Boyz going to Unity Cup and look at some of the bad things and the positive things as well, based on the players that we know, we heard that will be going to the Unity Cup. So we're going to look at that aspect as well. So people want to share the live with your friends and family, like, subscribe, and share. Drop on a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this. All right. So people, the verdict, yes, man, and the Mount Pleasant is not guilty of the allegation that was sent in, the complaint that was sent into the JFF competition department. People, they are not guilty, man. They were found not guilty. So, on the letter, the JFF sent a letter to Mount Pleasant. It's out in the public, and a lot of persons may read it already, and so on. Big up yourself, Wayne Swear. Big up yourself, you know, I think already we are putting the work, my boss. Doing the work, Wayne Swear. Love if you guys could send a super sticker or super chat to contribute to the platform. We would love that right now. You understand me? Yeah, man. So, to Mount Pleasant FA, the JFF competition committee at its meeting held recently has advised that Mount Pleasant was found to be in breach of the caption regulation in match 205. Mount Pleasant FA was versus Racing FC on 10th of April. So this is one breach that they talk about. On the 10th of April 2025. Therefore, the Mount Pleasant FA has been fined $25,000 to be paid on or before the 23rd of May 2025. As it relates to the regulation breach of 7 players being placed on the match card team sheet in a game, the committee acknowledged that the regulation stipulates that a maximum of 6 foreign players may be on the field of play at any given time. So basically, they would have lost the point if they had fielded all 7 players on the field, because it is only on the match card. They are being fined 25,000. Am I right, people? Let me know. I saw me a look on it. You understand? I saw me a look on it. Yeah. The JFF competition committee in match 205, Mount Pleasant FA was versus Racing FC on 10th of April 2025. Therefore, the Mount Pleasant FA has been fined $25,000. All right, for having, it says, breach of the caption to be paid as it relates to the alleged breach of 7 players being placed on the match card team sheet in a game. The committee acknowledged that the regulation stipulates that a maximum of 6 foreign players may be on the field of play at any given time. So this is saying field of play. Article 17.3 of the 2024-25 JP regulation says that any club which fields an eligible player participated in the game shall lose the game from the match card received. The committee noted that only 5 players participated in the game. The article further states that where a player name appears on the team sheet match card as a list of players available to participate, the club will be fined $25,000. Ends decision to fine Mount Pleasant FA. Thanks for taking note and be guided accordingly. So they fine their money, but they don't take away the points because those players did not impact the game. But that's the rule, I say, brother. So people, don't try it when you get fined. Don't try it when you get fined money, but you're not gonna lose no point because the players did not impact the game. They were on the match card, but they did not impact the game. Me personally feel like them rule I need to fix. The rules them, I think them need legal advisor, somebody, lawyers and stuff like that. Sit down with them and come up with these rules. Make sure all the necessary checks and balances made, and that the interpretation is set in one direction, and it's not all over the place where people can interpret stuff. Because a lot of people are saying, why? How did Mount Pleasant um, get to register more than 7 international players? You understand me? Well, you can register them, but on the match card, it's simple saying that you can't put more than 6 on the match card. And if you don't feel them on the field, you won't lose no points, but you will get fined for money. Which one of them more punishable though? The money or the 3 points? I would say the points, the point you can always pay money, but the points kind of rough. The lose points, money rough. When I tell the people, one of the hardest thing that for your club when they lose points. You understand me? I say, you don't like that, you don't want that. Anyway, we can move on, people. Please note that the Article 6.1 of the said relegation you quote from, i.e., the FIFA relegation and the status and transfer of players, states that an exception to the rule, a player can be transferred outside the established window if the player contract has expired close to the end of the transfer window and the player contract was terminated close to the end of the transfer window. The JFF Competition Committee have in possession all the termination letter and the International Transfer Certificate (ITC), which indicates that the players were duly transferred to the Mount Pleasant FA. What is clear is that the breach was done by the players' former club and not Mount Pleasant FA. You get that, people? So basically, they are saying that the players are free agent. This is what he's saying now. The players are free agent. The contract was terminated, and those information was sent to the JFF competition department. I wonder if we don't get to me, I say, people. Yeah? Hope we not get to me, I say. Hope we not get to me, I say. All right? So listen. Listen, people. So as it relates to the alleged breach of 7 foreign players being placed on the match card team sheet in the game, the committee acknowledged that the regulations stipulate that a maximum of 6 players may be on the field of play at any given time. Article 17.3 of the 2024-25 JFF, the regulation says that any club which fields an eligible player participated in the game shall lose the game from the match card received. The committee noted that only 5 players participated in the game. The article further states that where a player names appears on the team sheet, match card, as a list of players available to participate, the club will be fined $25,000. So basically, them only getting a slap of fine, which is $25,000, because they did not field 7 players on the field. So the interpretation of the rule, Mount Pleasant had it spot on. Spot on. The interpretation of the rule, Mount Pleasant had it spot on in terms of, well, no, because them still breach. So they never get it spot on. Sorry, people, what me I say? They never get it spot on. They still breach, but they never lose the points. They not lose no points. Right. Hey, them rule I need to fix. It's all over the place. Them rule I need to fix, people. That's my opinion. Them rule I need to fix. Like, subscribe, and share to the content, people. These rules need to be sorted out. It is left to be interpreted some different way. The words them they're all over the place. Them are showing some words in some places. Right? Them all over the place, people. Them all over the place. It is all over the place. JFF competition personnel running authority need to revisit the next league. Sit down with some lawyers and fix these regulations. Fix these rules that governs. Fix them. Yeah. Because I felt that once you put a player on the match card, it's a breach. It's a breach. Once the player is on the match card, once you go over the limit of overseas players, it's a breach. So I was on the opinion that you're gonna lose the points. Right? You're gonna lose the points. But my question though is based on this is these let's say now punishment been is been placed before the competition starts. So if you're getting problem with these issues, them know say all right, 25,000 breach, this that you know what is going to come down by competition department. That's my question. Or it is after you commit the crime or not say crime. Once you commit the infringement, that's when you know your verdict. These things supposed to be written with the rule, I think, Once committed these breach, 25,000, blah, 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 blah. Yeah? So it's supposed to be written down in in the rules, in my opinion. I feel like the punishment should be written down as well. So everybody know what is going to happen. You understand what I mean? That is my opinion on this. So basically what I've read is that Mount Pleasant is not guilty. It's the real old team that is in breach of playing the players that belongs to Mount Pleasant. Now the question is these players free to play now for Mount Pleasant? I think so. I think they are free to play for Mount Pleasant. I think they will be okay to play. I think it would be sad not to see Clifford Exelos and Jody play um, because of the infraction. I don't know what will be the outcome. Maybe, yeah, that is the next thing too. When I get clear details on what will happen with the players, but I believe that they will be okay though. I want them to play. I want them to play. I want especially Clifford Thomas to play. Sits in that middle for Mount Pleasant. You know, I want Clifford Thomas to play. You understand me? Clifford, the middle of the park, him just spark. Yeah, some people. Yes. Now, big up yourself, IT push. Big up yourself. So, people, when you get the information on what is out there now, that Mount Pleasant is free, only 25,000 charge. They have to pay that. So the playoff is set, and Mount Pleasant wins the league format. So they are 93 points. Arnett Garden is in second place. So they are going to sit out the playoff, which is good for Arnett Garden as well. Montego Bay is disappointed. I'm disappointed with Montego Bay. I'm very disappointed with Montego Bay. I am very disappointed with Montego Bay. You understand? I feel like the change, I'm going to say this, the change of Zapata, to Teagat Davis. Yeah, it is a different level. The football drop. Zapata, the team playing like this intensity, good football and there. Although he had I had an issue with him because he shift from the attacking, dominating a game and then shift to defense and then the team score and then draw against the big team. But he was getting the team to a level. And I feel like he would have to adjust to when he plays the big team. And I don't feel like he would have dropped out of it. I don't think Zapata would have dropped out of the top six. I swear to you, people. I swear to you. So I am disappointed with Montego Bay in that aspect. Very disappointed. Montego Bay. So the playoff is set. Mount Pleasant winning the league, 93 points. They will be sitting out and they will be playing the team that will be coming from um, third and sixth place, which will be Montego Bay versus Tivoli, and Cavaliers versus Portmore will be playing Arnett Gardens. So Montego Bay going to face Tivoli people. The worst nightmare because they beat them 2-1. The worst nightmare. They must forget, they have to get themselves. Isn't Tigat the all-time leading goal scorer for Jamaica? Yeah, but what does that have to do with coaching? Yeah, what does that have to do with coaching, though? You understand? I felt like Montego Bay pulled the plug too quick on Zapata, though. Zapata was doing well. Although the issue, I think that issue could have sorted out. I think they could have had the coaches with Zapata as well. They could have had Tigat with him, and they could have had Pierce with him in the coaching rather than taking out Zapata. I think that's the issue. You know, um, that's the issue. That's the issue. Anyway, them still have a chance, and Tigas still have a chance to prove himself and prove Unseen Sports TV wrong, and prove other analysts wrong and coaches wrong as well. And then we'll have to change them out and come back and say, big up Tigat! Yeah, man. Remember, this is all football, people. Do not take it personal. I hate when people take people's opinion personal, right? And they attack you on it. You understand? Football is for public. If you are in the football world and nobody cannot criticize you constructively, leave it alone. Go one side. Because if you can't come and talk, you understand me? You know, about the football. I'm not talking about your personal life or whatever and disrespect you and so on. We're not going to do that. And since sports never do that and we'll never engage in such activity. You understand? We'll come and talk about the football. That's what we want to talk about. Yes, people. So Mount Pleasant is not guilty and they will be in the top. They are the top team in the country so far based on points standing. So the allegation did not stick that Cavaliers Football Club sent to the JFF competition department. So the club Real Hope is in breach. So they'll be the one that I think maybe get into some trouble. What will the players get? Will they get a further sanction? Let's watch and see. There's no information out on that part of it. If the players will get sanctioned. You understand? Or just the club alone or whatever. But so far, Mount Pleasant is free from any points deduction. Is only 25,000. And I think again, I said again, I will say it again. The structure of the rules should be looked at. They should the words and all these things that they're doing. They need legal personnel to be sitting down with them and constructing these rules from this from the JPL article. You understand me? It needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed. So, one next thing now. I think, in my opinion, I think like how Mount Pleasant is not guilty or is not found guilty, I think there should be an apology from the club that write the complaint. In my humble opinion, I think they should come and apologize to Mount Pleasant. It's my opinion. It's my opinion. Mark, they had a right if they saw some infringement based on the rule and how they interpret it and write it, so they had a right to do that. You understand me? So I don't want nobody coming up, make arrogance be an issue. The man them have a right to write any foul play that they see and look like foul play. That's why you have competition department. You have a look on the information and come down with a verdict, and you are going to get a time to defend yourself. Mount Pleasant defend themselves and then win the case, right? Which is that, and that is important. You understand me? So, going further, clubs need to dot all the T's and so on, make sure that everything is right and so on. You understand me? And just leave it as that. Now, what do I think this has done to Mount Pleasant in terms of mindset or mentality? I think this can break you and also turn you into a monster. Monster in a good way, right? So let's talk about the breaking part of it as well. So the break is, everybody out there in the media talking about, Mount Pleasant this and Mount Pleasant that and why did this and why did that. and the money that they're spending, them mashing up the league, stuff like these things can get into players' head and kind of derail them from performance. You understand me? I say derail them from performance. Now there comes the psychologist to come and talk to the players and say, "Hey, strongest sword, look at this hardest fight, lacking players. Let us focus on getting this right, this JPL, win this JPL. Let us show Jamaica and show the Caribbean that we are the best team. 2024, 2025. Here comes the psychologists and the players as well to lock in, focus. You know, these players are well paid, you know. These players are well paid in Jamaica. Them can afford certain things and so on. They have the luxury. You understand me? But if them can lock in, stay up, you know, lock in, focus on the task at hand, this can really turn them into a monster in a good way, which will then turn out in terms of playing on the field, and they can be very dangerous on that field, and we see it this season. So for me, I think in terms of this doing Mount Pleasant bad, I think it have done more good for them, in my humble opinion. I have not been to a Mount Pleasant training. I have no conversation with any of Mount Pleasant officers or any of them. You understand me? But just looking at the situation and looking at what is going on, I'm just saying that this situation makes Mount Pleasant very dangerous going to the semi-final. That is my opinion on the matter. In terms of what I think a lot of persons, or maybe persons not necessarily Cavaliers, wanted to achieve, but persons outside who was looking and say, yo, Mount Pleasant a thief on them, and them want to get into the players' mind. I think this situation has made them more stronger. It has done them more good than harm, in my opinion. So the lacking and the fighting spirit that them have right now, people, love it. I love it. I love it. I love the look. Yeah, man. Them ready. Mount Pleasant ready. Anyway, people, I gotta jump off of that now. So it's good that Mount Pleasant, I think, did not got the 15 points reduction, in my opinion. And you know, it's fair now in terms of what the verdict was. And everybody can just move on now. Thursday is the playoff. We can just move on now. You know, make bygones with bygones. Make the football talk on the pitch. You understand me? And I will say this, people. I mean, we can say it right now, right there. So, Mount Pleasant for this season is the best team. Now, the best team may not win the competition because it's who adjusts in the playoff, the knockout, semi-final, or the final will win. But on paper and based on performance in the league format play, Mount Pleasant look the best team, the team have the most depth. You can take players off off the bench and put on stuff like that. So in my opinion, I believe that they can win the competition. In my humble opinion, Cavaliers on the other hand has proven to be an dangerous team when it comes down to this part of the competition. Players by players, when you look at both teams, um, Portmore, because I have to talk about Portmore first before we think about Cavaliers reaching Mount Pleasant. You have to pass Mount Cavaliers. They have to pass Portmore, then they might end up playing Arnett Gardens in the semi-final. So for me, Cavaliers gonna beat Portmore. Why? I don't see where Portmore is gonna score a lot of goals, and I can see where Cavaliers will score. Calvin is Calvin is and Stein and Atkinson. They are such an handful. The best number 10 in the league, which is Atkinson, even when he's unfit and injured, he's his best number 10 in the league. And then you have a 20 goal man, which is Calvin. who's very dangerous as well. 1 goal behind Warner Brown, leader for the league. So, for me, I am going with Cavaliers to win that one. And just looking back at how the coaching is going on there when it comes down to important games, they just know how to get the job done. You understand me? If Portmore can defeat them in this 2 leg, Portmore is Portmore is a favorite in my opinion. If Portmore can defeat the defending champion, those two, they are favorite. They are going to be favorite to win the league. Yeah? And then Cavalier is playing Arnett Gardens. Arnett issue for me is their defense, the backline, and how to stop the transitional play. Because the whole world know Cavaliers are complaining. All of us stop. Stop it now. Stop it, Arnett. Stop it, Portmore. These are factual stuff that I am talking about. It's not because I like Cavaliers and I carry them as a team. I make it clear that Cavaliers has some poor runs this season. They don't look like the best base in the league format. But when it comes on to setting up your team for matches, important matches, Cavaliers and the coaching staff, the technical staff, they know what to do, and the boys quickly adapt. If I am telling a lie, let me know in the comment section. Because people have a way for brand and seeing sports and say, yo, because the team, that's why you talk. So, wait. This is the truth. Portmore United, who is going to score? They have a good defensive unit, though. They can stop any team from scoring them. But they need to score to win. Who's going to score? Just basic. I want Montego Bay to beat Tivoli, but it's my opinion. I would love Montego Bay to, reach into the Caribbean Cup competition. But they have to beat a Jerome Wade team who is very in charge up right now. Believe that they can damage anybody in the world. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that Tivoli, one of the teams that get the less pay, players get less play in the league. Them charge up now. Them want to fight for whatever premise is there for them if they win the league or money they will get. Them a go fight, they go fight. So a Jerome Wade team at this time around is not an easy team to play, people. Not an easy team to play. It's not an easy team to play. Like, subscribe, and share to the content, people. Drop in the comment section. Let me know now. It's not an easy team to play. It's not an easy team to play at this time. So for me, I believe that he got to throw everything out there for Tivoli. Yeah, man, you can't give Tivoli a chance to score upon you and dominate the game if you want to come out victorious. And in that game, if you ask me, Tivoli have the upper hand right now, the mental fortitude to go out there and perform, because they look like they want something this season. Tivoli look like they want something this season. Like, subscribe, and share, people. Tivoli look like they want something this season. Anyway, let's move on now to the Unity Cup and so on. And there is a big issue. There's a big issue. So I was listening to somebody a couple of days ago about the players that are going to go to Unity Cup. So it's going to be a lot of JPL players getting opportunity. I think that it is not confirmed, but I've heard that there are 16 players from the JPL that will be in the team going to the Unity Cup. So you have Warner Brown play for Arnett Gardens. You have a couple other teams that is playing right now at the moment. Playoff, then you have Unity Cup coming up as well. So the time period between the Premier League final, where you have King, Shaquan Davis, those players might be in that competition, in that final, that will be going over to England. So when will these players leave? Yes? Let's give you guys the date of the